understandable smooth shit.
PopaVisT made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like,
ooh la la, ah we
go.
Ooh la la, ah we
They're like,
ooh la la, ah we
go.
Ooh la la, ah we
Okay, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la.
ah we
Wednesday.
ooh la la, ah we
Like, ooh la la.
Looking for M's like I
Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. PopaVisT. PopaVisT TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it happened to be your first time, then the question is, where you been? Over here on this side, we deal with sports, hip-hop, interviews sometime, entertainment, PopaVisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you usher to the left and Diddy and hit stage left, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, you know how I do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. DaBabY is in the news, and he in the news for a few things actually. You know what I mean? The first was he popped off again. You know what I mean? Everybody's excited and hoopla, and you know what I mean? Kind of like overzealous. Oh no, that's not overzealous, but just like really caught up in the hype, I'm gonna say, because he popped the intruder. You know what I mean? And then this is not one, not like 2. And he also popped off on his former artist, and for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And then Rolling Stones decided to go digging in the crates, like DIC and them from the BX stand up. They said, we're going to go dig in the crates and we're going to go play the videotape and we're going to see what the footage is talking about. And then that's what I want to talk about. You know? DaBabY. Fresh out of Ohio, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks. And Cleveland, this is for you. Like anything's possible, even though the anything possible, that was Kevin Garnett. This is for you. That was LeBron James, like LeBron James. And then he moved to, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, etc. And then that's where he caught the case at. That's now spinning back up in the clip. And he was acquitted or, found not guilty or whatever it was, obviously for self-defense. And a lot of people was asking now because of the incident that happened at his crib. They was trying to break in like, yo, you got a red dot on your head. Like, oh shit. You got a red dot on your head, like pop, pop, like the Biggie, you know what I mean? Like the warning skit at the end, and like, oh shit, we both got red dots on our head, and he popped them. I don't think the dude died. Called the police, called 911, like, yo, you know what I mean? I just had to pop somebody, jumped over the fence or whatever the case, and, it's self-defense for the first one, right? Allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of. And then this one, somebody is jumping on your property. So in my opinion, my belief is you have all right to defend where you live and protect your loved ones and everything that's considered on your property. This is what I got a problem with, though. We're going to talk about the video in a second. Because they kind of saying, maybe kind of sort of, that the video don't look like self-defense. And, I didn't know what had happened, just like a lot of y'all. We was in the dark and just knowing what they told us. And obviously he beat us, so it was like, all right, one for the team. He beat it. Then when you see the footage, it looked a little different. Some people beg to differ. But this is what I really want to talk about when it comes to DaBabY. You got the masterpiece, got a couple of songs we like. Obviously came into the spotlight first for me is when he was somewhere, wherever he was at, doing promotion in the diaper, you know what I mean, really playing the baby role. And, you know, for me, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I get it. Heard him talking on one of the interviews that nobody made him do it. It wasn't the label's marketing scheme. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas too worried about their marketing and promotion. Like, you know what I mean? And, you know, he said it was his idea. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I get it, though. You know what I mean? It's like, you're the baby and you want to be the baby. So you're walking around with a pacifier and, you know, your shirt off and you got a big diaper on. Though it's kind of corny. But for whatever reason, it kind of propelled him. And that's how I initially became aware of him. Then I know somebody that had people in his camp or initially when this whole thing took place. And they was like, nah, you never heard of DaBabY, or ooh, he popped the nigga, you know, he killed the nigga. That's how they was expressing it to me. But it was like he got off because it was self-defense and And I just took it for what it's worth. But this is why I said what I want to talk about. I seen the clip. I don't know if it was on his Instagram. I don't know if it was on Twitter or wherever I seen it at. But I seen it after the incident where he popped the dude coming in his house, or trying to get in his house. He like, not one, two, like, kind of like bragging that he let off shots. And, you know, that's cool. You know what I mean? And the thing is, we got to be careful. I would say, when I say we, I mean, I don't put none of these people on the pedestal and worship them and bow down to them or look to them for guidance. None of that. It's just pure entertainment for me. If I rock with your music, then I rock with your music. Then I'm, you know, put it on the iPod or whatever. It's going to spin on title, and that's it. Like, pretty much. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I'm not looking for your advice. I'm not really looking to you in that sense. You know what I mean? I got people for that. If I don't, I'll find other people besides entertainers, athletes, celebrities, and shit like that. Because, you know, when they up here, the fall is, you know what I mean, like it's a nosedive, like Starscream getting shot out the sky. So it's a long spiral fall to the bottom. But I'll say this is where he needs to be careful, because whether this is the elites, and I just did a video on this, go see Mike Tyson and the other video that I did. When you start bragging and boasting and, you know what I mean, worrying about marketing and promotion, and that's a KRS-One line. Shit could come back to bite you in your ass, and then you think you Pharaoh, and then like Loki said, you will never be a god. Like, you know what I mean? You start buying into that Dark Knight and then Joker, thinking you could, you know, beat the world, you know what I mean, and carrying on, and then all of a sudden there's somebody that's bigger, that's stronger, that's better, and got the same attitude you got. And it's like, yeah, you want to do something? I'll bash your face in. Like, you know what I mean? They really with the shits. Like you claim to be. And so I say you want to be real careful about that, because it's distasteful to say the least. Even though it was in self-defense, still took a life. And oh, by the way, but you black. You just killed another black nigga, you know what I mean? And although the other black nigga, I'm assuming he was black, tried to jump over your property, that's totally right. But now let's get to the video, because the video that what's going on? The video that I seen, what's going on here? One second, people. Here we go. 1 second. The video that I seen, and like a lot of y'all probably seen, you know, you see what is it, Henry Douglas? I think that was the kid he was fighting with. You see him with his hands in his pocket. You see he looked kind of lighter than him, lighter than the ass. Like if you put some mashed potatoes in his pocket so he don't blow away when the wind blows. Like he looked light in the ass. You know what I mean? And obviously DaBabY got a little size. He's short though, a little stocky. I mean, one of them little stocky niggas probably with a short complex. And I'm just assuming and guessing. I don't really know, because I don't know him. You see him rush him, then they fighting, you know, trying to get the best of him. And for the most part, you know, the Henry Douglas dude was holding it down. And obviously they go behind the owl where you can't see. And then when they show it again, you know, you see it look like the gun fell. He picked it up and popped them, and then, you know, walk off towards the, you know, the shopping cart. And then obviously the dude, I forget Jalen something, you know what I mean, died. And they were saying he was reaching for a gun, maybe, kind of, sort of. My thing is that why this footage didn't come out when the trial was going on? Like, you couldn't get the footage? I'm sure somebody, it just seems odd that the footage is coming out 4 years, almost 5 years later, that it's coming out now. So it's like, why are they doing this? Why is it coming out now? Oh, is you getting too big for your britches and they want to knock you down? And then I'll say this too, again, with the attitude and how you view it. Because even though if it was self-defense, like, oh, nigga was pulling out, so it's my life or his life, I totally get that. And I know what that's like, you know what I mean? And I also know what it's like for people to kill, unfortunately, not out of self-defense, just because that's what it's hitting for. They still don't have that arrogance, some of them. They feel remorse. They feel like, damn, even though I was in the streets and, you know what I mean, it was even me and him, they not like going to sleep, you know what I mean? Like feeling good about that you took another life, you know what I mean? Especially, oh, but you black. And niggas be having the most smoke and all that. And I'm not wearing the free smoke hat tonight. We got the most smoke for each other. The black and brown, and you know what I mean? The light-skinned, waffle color niggas like me. Shout out to all the light-skinned niggas, you know what I mean? We got the most smoke and aggression and ready to pop at a drop of a dime, like 0 to 100 real quick. And again, self-defense, he beat the case. But it's definitely in bad taste to the family, even though it was probably going to be your life, or who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe if you went to rush the nigga to fight, we don't know what was said. And then again, like I said, when this case happened, really didn't know who this nigga was. So I wasn't following it. I wasn't in the know. You know what I mean? Years later, now he's obviously a big rap star now. He's a big star. He one of the top dogs in the game, I would say, and a lot of the young niggas like him. You know what I mean? And he young, you know what I mean? 91, I believe, yeah, born 1991. So what is he, 32, 31, maybe 30, going on 31? I think his birthday is December. Yeah, December baby. You know what I mean? Like my mom's. And so just the attitude and the arrogance, and you online like not 1, 2, like you bragging about popping 2 niggas, and it's really self-defense. It's not like you did what the people I'm talking about went and go did when it's beef or when it's we taking over shit, and this is how we do it. We pop the tough niggas and everybody else leave. It wasn't like that. And it's almost like you didn't do it by accident, but you braggadocious and you bragging about it. And again, for people that really do's this, which is still not good. So I'm not saying that. They don't even have that. It's like, damn, I took a life. And hereafter, you live by the, you know, the gun, you die by the gun. I hope I'm forgiven for this. Like, damn, I wish I probably could have worked it out and did little things different. They just don't have that attitude like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then the next one up, you might be number 3. Some dudes got that fake persona, etc. Mostly it's for the black niggas. It's not for the other. But I think that's a bad mindset to have, you know what I mean? And again, you know, just like OJ, when you got off and if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. You get off and you start feeling yourself. Then all of a sudden, people in high places that move things around in the back office while you drinking your Hennessy and you smoking your hookah and you writing songs in the studio all night, they doing other stuff. Like Nas said, niggas play with PlayStations. They building space stations on Mars, plotting civilizations, dissing us, discriminating. Like, you know, yeah, want to talk to the mayor on that OwN album, one of his best albums to me. In the back office, Bill Gates buying up the farmlands and other stuff that be going on. And that's why they try to dupe us with the sucker bullshit. But I think you need to be very, very careful about, you know, his stance. I don't think they could try him again if that's what they're trying to do, because it'd be like a double jeopardy or, you know, something to that effect. Obviously, North Carolina laws is different from other states, etc. You allowed to carry. Obviously, both of them is brandishing, and he beat the case again. But you know, when you start bragging about how many people you popped and you popping off and it's looking like you know, you some violent extra super thug, like what? When you taking the Nori and the Tupac spitting in people after he popped those undercover cops and everything was fuck the world and it was woo. You see how it ended for him. Like, yeah, you may go out a legend or, you know what I mean, or you may live long enough to be the villain and they take you up on out of here. And then you know what I'm going to say next. Right. Do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, your video out of here, your Range Rover, Mercedes Benz, and all that shit out of here, homie. That shit ain't gonna mean nothing when you locked up behind bars. You know what I mean? So I think you need to be real careful. And then the thing is too, you know, I never understood it. Tough guys want to fight all the time. Ain't really see him get at nobody that was probably a match for him. Like I said, this little skinny nigga, he didn't look like he was a match. The other dude inside the, what was it, the Gucci store, the Louis store, Gucci Poochie, where he knocked him out, and then the homie was like, they jumped me. Then I heard something on the back office like, no, nigga paid him. And it was like a ploy, you know, publicity is good, even if it's bad publicity. So you don't know what's real. You don't know what smoke screens and the snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. Like, how you going to see when you living in the fog? Like, you don't know what's real. You see, like, probably just that you had your man shoot you in your leg and all this shit just to say you got shot and you live. Make no mistake about it. I'm not saying he's doing these things, but it's not going to shock and amaze me. Like when you put the beat on, rest in peace, Bismarck, that people do shit like this to keep their celebrity. Because like once you get up, you don't want to let that spotlight go. That's why people set themselves on fire. That's why people sell hamburgers and do podcasts on the side of the bridge. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And people do the most and they become the hostess of the mostest. Just to, you know what I mean, keep the attention and keep that fame. And again, multi-platinum, to my knowledge, always got the ice. He obviously was in the news. And this is the first time that I did a little, video on him. And the other video I did when he gave the little kids $20 and they was trying to sell him some juju snacks or whatever and was trying to charge him $200 and he was like, I would have just gave you the money. And in that instance, I'm like, nah, he taught them a valuable lesson. Just because you see him with the money and you don't try to get over on people, like especially as a man, because you got to get it out the mud and nobody going to give you nothing. You can't shake your ass and watch yourself and somebody come buy you drinks and let you in VIP. You either buying bottles or you on that line. That's just what it is. Or you know somebody that knows somebody, and then you got a couple of influential people that help you, jump on the pieces on the board. You know what I mean? Ultimately, but. That's enough with DaBabY. I just think you need to be careful because, again, I know people that really popped people, you know what I mean? And it wasn't self-defense. It was just, that's what it was. They still ain't walking around with that attitude like, yeah, killed these niggas, killing niggas. That's very dangerous.